thank you so much for joining me back here. Today we are going to do another tag video. I scared Sam out of my peripheral. I saw him jump. Today we are going to be doing the TMI tag, and I will link the creator of the one that I'm doing down below. I was tagged by Jo Carter here on BookTube. She is so sweet. She doesn't have enough recognition. I will link her down below as well. Be sure to check her channel out. Thank you so much for tagging me. So this tag has 50 questions. That's rather a lot, so let's just go ahead and jump into it. Question 1, whose clothes style from a book character do you like? I feel like this is kind of weird, but I think I'm going to go with Katniss from the Hunger Games. In high school, when I think of Katniss, I think of like, you know, pants with riding boots and like a jacket and stuff. When I was in high school, I wore riding boots all the time, so I just feel like I already kind of dress like her to some extent, or at least I used to. So I'm gonna go with Katniss. Question number 2, your book boyfriend / fictional crush. There's a lot. Just going through my series. In Twilight, I'm Team Edward. Definitely like Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. I'm Team Peeta when it comes to the Hunger Games, although I'm not against Gale. I'm kind of torn on those, but overall I think I'm Peeta. Who doesn't love Reese from A Court of Thorns and Roses? So yeah, you know, just the typical ones. Question number 3, ever loved a character but then started hating him? I don't really think so. I can't think of any off the top of my head, so. Number 4, biggest / longest book on your shelf. That will definitely go to the Chronicles of Narnia. Now this is a collection of all of the books. I'm pretty sure there are 7 of them, but this is still the longest one on my shelf with a total of 766 pages. Question number 5, heaviest book on your shelf, again, would be the Chronicles of Narnia. Number 6, do you have any book posters? I do not. I used to have a Hunger Games poster. As an adult, I have pictures of my family and puzzles on my wall, so. Question number 7, do you have any books-themed jewelry? I do. People buy me Harry Potter stuff all the time. My best friend bought me like an Alex and Ani Deathly Hallows necklace, and she also bought me an Alex and Ani bracelet, so I do have some Harry Potter themed jewelry. Question number 8, book OTP. Again, I love Bella and Edward. I do ship Reese and Feyre. My ultimate OTP is probably Harry and Ginny. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Harry and Ginny. Question number 9, favorite book series? Harry Potter. Question number 10, favorite book to movie soundtrack? Oh, I'm not really a music person. Probably Lord of the Rings. I could listen to that soundtrack every day, and it makes me feel just awesome and epic, even if I'm not doing anything. 11, a book story you miss / wish would continue. I miss the Hunger Games. I feel like that's kind of typical answer right now though, because we are getting a prequel. Tomorrow, I think, is when it comes out, that just to date this video. I also miss Harry Potter, but I don't necessarily want it to continue. I think it's good where it's at. Question number 12, favorite standalone. This one's tricky, especially here in the past year or so. I've read a bunch of books that I enjoy. I really like The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. I read this book back in middle school. I really need to reread it, but I remember really liking it. I also really enjoyed The Help by Catherine Stockett. Again, I think I read this book in high school. It's been years since I read a lot of the books that I talk about, but this one was really good, and the movie does not get a lot of stuff right. So if you like the story, check out the book. Question 13, since when do you read books? I feel like this is like a newbie tag kind of question. Since I was very little, my dad was a big advocate for me doing well in school and reading and stuff like that. But as far as reading for pleasure, I would say middle school is when I really started reading for pleasure. Question number 14, which Hogwarts house are you in? I am a Hufflepuff, as you can see. 15, quality you look for in a book. Not contemporary. I don't really care much for stuff in the real world. At least not in YA fiction, I guess. Like I say, I like The Help, I like Lovely Bones. So maybe that's not a good answer. I prefer fantasy, and I prefer fantasy with a little bit of romance in it. I guess that's an answer. Question number 16, favorite book quote. Probably something from Harry Potter. Pretty sure I made my senior quote something from Harry Potter, but I don't remember what it was. I don't really keep up with quotes though, so. 17, favorite author. Again, I don't really have a favorite author. I just kind of read whatever. 18, favorite book cover. Ooh. I don't know that I have like a definite answer in terms of overall, but on my shelf, I like The Queen of the Tearlink. I just think it's really pretty and kind of simplistic. I've never read the book, but I think it's a pretty book. Question number 19, action or romance? This one's kind of tricky. I don't really read straight romance anymore. I read a lot of straight romance in middle school. But now, I think I prefer action with romance built into it. I'm gonna make that my answer. Question 20, where do you go when a sad moment happens? I guess you mean when something sad happens in a book. I don't really cry over books. that often. I think I've cried over maybe 2 books in my lifetime. So 21, how long do you need to finish a book? It depends. It really depends on if I'm enjoying it. If I'm enjoying it, you know, a couple days maybe. I'm not as fast as a reader as a lot of other people are here on BookTube, but if I'm into it, I can read it fairly quickly. Right now my life is busy. You know, I have a newborn, still have a house to run, you know, that kind of stuff. So maybe like a week on average, I would say. Question 22, how long is your mourning period? I don't know what that means. Maybe they mean mourning, you know, like sad period. Till the book's over, I guess. Question number 23, least favorite book. I don't have it on my shelf, but this book stuck with me as my least favorite book and will always be my least favorite book just because of how boring it is. It's called A Door in the Wall. I had to read this back in middle school and so boring. I don't see how I made it through. 24, turn on in a character. I like strong characters, and not even if they're like the main character. I just like someone who can take care of themselves. 25, turn off in a character. I don't like whiny characters who need to be taken care of. As much as I enjoy Twilight, Bella gets on my nerves, if that's just an example. 26, reason I joined BookTube. I wanted to make friends and talk about books. You know, I have a lot of thoughts about books. I want to talk about them. 27, name a scary book. I don't really read scary books, sorry. I don't read horror. 28, last book that made you cry. The only book I remember crying over is Order of the Phoenix. And you know why, if you've read it, so. Last book that you gave 5 stars. I don't give ratings when I read a book. I just find my opinions change so much. I could read something today and then read it a year from now and not have the same opinion. But as of right now, the last book that like really hooked me in was The Handmaid's Tale. If I did give ratings, I'd probably give that one a 5. Question 30, any favorite book titles? Like I say, Harry Potter is my favorite series. I also really love The Hunger Games. I'm pretty typical when it comes to that kind of stuff. I also really enjoy Jekyll and Hyde. If we're talking about classics, it's probably my favorite classic. I wrote like 2 or 3 different papers on that throughout my undergrad, so. 31, last book you read. The last book I completed, I believe, was The Magician's Nephew in the Chronicles of Narnia. It's the first book in the Chronicles of Narnia. Let me just go check Goodreads, hold on. Oh, I was completely wrong. The last book I completed was The Austere Academy. It's number 5 in a series of unfortunate events. I forget, I'm listening to those on audiobook, so. Question 32, book you're currently reading. I'm currently reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is book 2 in the Narnia series, and Treason, which is book 2 in the Grimoire saga, so. 33, last book adaptation you watched. Probably The Witcher. My husband and I recently watched the Netflix series, and other than that, we haven't been watching book adaptations, so I think it was The Witcher. 34, book character you always wanted to talk to. Dumbledore. 35, an author you always wanted to talk to. I don't know that I have one. I'm not big on like meeting people that like I don't really idolize anyone, if that makes sense, to want to ask them a question specifically. 36, favorite book snack. Something sweet or sour cream and cheddar chips. Those are just my favorite snacks in general though, so. 37, book world you would want to live in. Harry Potter, of course. 38, least world you would want to live in. Probably The Hunger Games, that would suck. 39, last time you smelled a book. I don't know. I've been reading a lot of ebooks on my phone here recently, so I don't have an answer. 40, weird insults used in a book. The ACOTAR series I felt like was kind of weird. At times I felt like some of the dialogue was kind of corny, so. 41, favorite romance book. If we're talking straight romance, you know, not like fantasy with romance in it, I would say Message in a Bottle by Nicholas Sparks. Most of the romance that I've read is Nicholas Sparks, and that's probably my favorite by him, so. 42, do you write? I do not. 43, favorite magical item? A wand? I don't know. I would like something to do my cleaning for me. 44, your Quidditch position. I'd like to be a keeper. I played goalie growing up for like rec league. When I played in high school, I was a defensive player. So maybe a beater? I don't know. 45, name a song you connect to a book. This is kind of weird, but the song Every Storm by Gary Allan, it's a country song, came out when I was reading the Trill series by Amanda Hawking. So anytime I hear that song, I think of this series. So, okay, almost done. 46, favorite book related chat up line. I don't have one. I feel like my answers to this are so boring. 47, have you ever used it? Again, I don't have one. 48, favorite book fandom? Probably Harry Potter. I feel like Harry Potter fandom will never die. 49, how many books do I own? Again, I'm gonna count what's on my shelf because I own a lot more, they're just not here. And I also have a Harry Potter shelf. So hold on one second. On my shelf right now, I have 175 books. And question number 50, who do you tag? Whoever wants to do it. But my baby is getting fussy. I'm at the end of the questions, so I think I'm going to end this video here. Thank you again to Jo Carter for tagging me. I really appreciate it, and be sure to go check out her channel again if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below and leave a comment. You guys are awesome. I'm thankful for you, and we'll be back here next time, guys. See ya! Sam's hungry, so he's not very happy. But he is getting big. He will be 2 months old next week, and he's already in 3 to 6 clothes. So Mom is sad. Okay, bud. We're gonna go eat.